to church cruelty.
Oh, that's
Oh
great.
my God. Oh my God. Guys, one of the things that I miss was the interstitial that we had at the nonprofits called Shit Internet Apologists say.
That's beautiful. Say.
So this story is from the Friendly Atheist, and it is, let me see, that's Hemet Mehta, that is in the Naperville area. Matter of fact, got a chance to actually meet. I mean, I met M. Hemet a bunch of times virtually, but I actually got to meet him face to face when I was at the American Humanist Association conference here in Chicago back in June. So shout out to Hemet. So this particular story was published on November the 8th, 2025, called "A TikToker is Exposing Churches That Refuse to Help a Hungry Baby." Okay, so let's just give you a synopsis of this one. So this story follows Nikali Monroe, a TikToker who decided to test whether churches were truly living in the compassion they preach by calling as a desperate new mother in need. Sorry, reading is fundamental. In need of baby formula. She contacted dozens of houses of worship across Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, and found a striking pattern. Many would offer nothing unless she was already a member. So the gap between what many faith communities say about unconditional love and what they do when someone was visibly in crisis is huge. Some congregations did act. Like I said, I think that she ended up calling like 26 in total faith-based organizations, and only three were, saying that they were going to act, including an Islamic center in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Oh yeah,
said yes,
of
no
course.
questions asked. But these were the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
Membership affiliation and institutional priorities often get in the way of simple humanitarian aid. That means hunger, even for a baby, becomes filtered by who you know and where you belong. And from our point of view, when institutions that claim moral authority refuse to act in basic emergencies, we're allowed and perhaps obligated to call them to account. Jason, I'm going to have you chime in first, and then AJ, I want you to give your thoughts on this. Thank you.
Oh man. I'm. How do I say this without ranting? Because I rant.
I
I
know
don't.
that's
I
why I
don't.
have you on the show.
I think
Mhm.
so. There's like a lagging kind of like I remember the church I grew up in early late '80s before they changed this. There used to be bread tables. There used to be kind of like what AJ was saying. We would go through the food, and sometimes might be some moldy vegetables. Most of the veggies were pretty good, and we go to the bread table and get our food and get whatever we needed to get. And that changed. So I think there's still kind of a lagging leftover to think that churches actually give out to their community. We know now, after Pew Research very recently, that the amount of more or less money laundering that goes through churches far exceeds what they're doing for their communities. Even when I was going to start my nonprofit, I thought about making it an interfaith nonprofit, but that way I wouldn't have to show my books. I could launder money and take advantage of people. But I decided I had more morals than that. And I would, allow people to look at my books. I think the problem now is that we equate religion with morality, and that we equate churches with places that actually help people. A church is a business. That's plain and simple. Even if your nonprofit doesn't make a dollar and you break even, it's still a business. It's a corporation. The nonprofit I'm starting, there will be paid positions to where people will get paid. You know, it's going to be great. And then people who donate it money, and like we're donating right now, building the gym that we're starting up. My buddy Armis boxing and MMA. Yeah, at some point, someone will get paid from that. It's great. And then people who donate money to it, they get tax write offs. Great, it's capitalism. So we have to admit what everything really is. So when we finally admit that churches are businesses and you should stop expecting help from them, then I think we can finally move on. But Joel Osteen is mentioned in this shit. Joel Osteen's right down the street from all of our, Houston. I drive by every day on 59. Hey, fuck that guy, man. Whenever Harvey hit and all that shit, nobody could stay in there. That guy's a fucking piece of shit. It's a business. I used to go watch WWF and the Rockets play there before it became the fucking eyesore that it is. It used to actually be, it's still entertainment, but we used to admit what it really was at that place, right? The Summit. Now it's a fucking just whatever, a festering abscess of garbage. So yeah, I think it's really sad, and I think it's really amazing that the people who are really were like, I would never turn away a baby, were the Muslims, were with the Buddhists. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, like those people are actually in that mosque. That's a community. Of course, we're gonna help a baby. Like, why wouldn't I help a baby? When you read this article, it's so fucked because it's like you're not part of our church, you're not a member. Why would you expect help? Well, these are the same people who are like voting against like people who can get pregnant, their right to like not be forced to be pregnant. These people vote against rights. They vote against workers. They vote against poor people. They vote against this while all being all those things. So why would you expect help from these people? And I think it's beautiful that this young lady did this uh, because it just exposes the fucking scam. If you have a billboard and a sign front, you're a fucking business motherfucker. So let's just treat it like it is instead of fucking around the tulips. I don't know. Shit sucks, man.
I mean, but
Yeah,
like,
and it's so weird.
yeah, go ahead, AJ. I was going to do a lead in, but never mind.
Oh, you can. You can if you want.
No, I was just gonna say like, but should we still hold it? The church teaches. Um, I forgot which gospel that was.
True
The
religion is giving to the widows, and Jesus talks about. I think it's in John where he talks about what real
yeah,
religion actually is. But you know,
yeah, but also remember like in the Sermon on the Mount he talked about blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the meek and
blessed are
humble,
those who
blessed are
hunger.
Mhm.
and I hunger and thirst after righteousness, and that they shall be filled. I mean, like, and this was like a resonant theme that was, in the gospel, specifically coming from Jesus. So, like, if these are supposed to be houses of Jesus that, are supposed to emulate his words, should not be taken into account for a person who needs help? What you say, AJ?
They should. I mean, okay, here's the weirdest part for me. Okay, if I was a person who takes that phone call, I wouldn't care that I don't know that person. I wouldn't care that they're not part of a church. I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna drive to the store, buy it for you. You can come and pick it up, like for my own personal money. I don't care that the church couldn't do it. I don't care what the rules are that they board
And,
voted that you cannot help non-members, whatever.
and yeah, dude,
So I'm like scrolling quickly through the article and I noticed, yeah, there were an Islamic center and a Buddhist center. They were both the ones that were like, hey,
of course.
we'll help you. The Islamic center, she was like, I need a can of baby formula, and they're like, okay, we'll help you. Where do you live? Can you come over? And what kind of formula do you need? That's all they asked. They didn't ask her whether she was a member. They didn't ask her if she was a practicing
A baby.
Muslim.
It's a fucking
Nothing.
baby. I mean,
Nothing.
come on, guys.
Right. And then you have okay, another one that offered her help was an anti-abortion clinic. Surprisingly, right? They were like, yeah, like no questions asked. But yeah, there was two really big churches, one in Phoenix and Joel Austin's here in Texas. She called both of them. The first one was one where Charlie Kirk will like host like these really huge events at, and they both were like, no, we can't do anything, and you have to go to like an approval process, and it can take weeks. Like,
Yeah, it's a
okay,
fucking
yeah,
business.
sure, my baby's gonna wait like a couple weeks for
Yeah,
you
for
to do
sure.
your business. Yeah, yeah, sure. Like, come
Shit's
on,
trash, man. It's
it
fucking
is.
terrible, dude. I
It,
think I think that just like demonstrates like what we were talking about earlier, like how if you're poor and in need, people hate you. Like you're immoral. You're not part of this church. You're immoral. You deserve this. Also, look at that fucking piece of shit, Mother Teresa. Right?
mm,
dude, Christians love to glorify suffering.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting. It's like this weird Christian thing. It's I don't get it. Like we've got here in Houston, we've got a huge Islamic community out here. One of my favorite there's a place that I go to that's called Royal Roasteries over off Hillcroft and is it Richmond or Westheimer? Muslim owned, amazing pastry shop. Like I've watched them grow over the years. We've been going there forever. Some best coffee. Some of the sweetest people. The women who work there, like it's all guys and guys, everybody, but the women who work there especially, I love them. They're hilarious. Like and it's but they're wearing their hair covering stuff and their traditional stuff. But they're like yelling at the dudes and bossing everybody around, and it's fucking hilarious there. And they're so cute. The guys there are super nice and sweet. Oh, but they're Muslim. They're misogynistic. I go. I feel like those women fucking tell those dudes what the fuck to do every second of the day. Those guys are terrified of those chicks. I don't, so, and they're here in Houston and they're serving my queer ass kid and I mean, we're all looking on and everyone's just hanging out. And like, I know for a fact that if that lady had gone to that place and said, I need some food for my kid, those guys, they've given me free food and I have money. I'm saying like, they just like, they're just, it's so crazy that like these people who virtue signal to the highest fucking degree all the time are the least moral. And it's like what you said, like it's blowing my mind. Like you're a parent, AJ. Like, yeah, if somebody called you and said, I don't care, you could be anywhere, and somebody's like, I need food for my kid. Like, I know for a fact, same with you, Cynthia, same with me as all of us as parents, it's like, yeah, I don't care if you were like, well, you don't have face tattoos and you don't listen
Mhm.
to death metal and you don't even know what the best Cannibal Corpse record is, you fucking bah. Why no, you have a kid. Let me feed your kid and give you some money. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah. It's just crazy how like the people who yell the most about how moral they are turn out to be like child raping scum. So I think that might be
It
something to pay attention to.
I think that w- it's been shown so many times
Dude.
that, you know, unfortunately, too many, I'm not saying that every church, but too many churches are more so about faking the funk when it comes to morality, but not necessarily doing the work, right?
Of
You
course.
know, there's a video, and I'm going to do a follow up on it tomorrow, of this lady who gave $1,235 to Marvin Winans Church in Detroit, Michigan. I think
Oh.
Perfecting Church, right? So, you know, and she even mentioned how, as an update, that she felt like she was used in order for her to not um debase the man of God, and saying that like all this backlash that he's getting because like he basically said, I said 1,000 plus 1,000, you weren't listening, yada yada yada. um and
It's
she was
gone
like,
for
okay, well, I'm going to work on getting the other 800. So that let me know that she didn't have the 1235 to give in the first place, right? That was not something that was like available to her. She probably scraped and scraped and scraped until she was able to get this money together just to give it straight to the church, thinking that
why
she
would
was going to
she
get a blessing. But in actuality, the only thing that ended up happening was is that she got dressed down in front of a congregation of people. You even heard people after he was talking about her saying that you weren't listening, laughing in the congregation in the
whoop that
background.
dude's ass, man?
She goes on to something and does a video and say he didn't rebuke me, it was a correction, yada yada yada. So she's basically defending him,
She's a beauty.
but end up happening well, what ended up happening is that she probably came to herself and realized that no, this motherfucker just like dress me
Fuck
down in
this
front of
mother.
people, in front of my kid, in front of me. I'm a grown ass motherfucker, and you
Come
gonna
on,
say this
dude.
shit to me. And that's what happened. So I hear too many times about how like a lot of these different churches are about, okay, we're going to like put people in the line, you're going to give until it hurts and all this other shit because God going to bless you, yada yada yada, this prosperity doctrine
Mm.
bullshit.
No, ma'am.
And then at the same time you got people that is suffering in your congregation and they can't feed their kids because they too busy trying to get money to the man of God, the woman of God, so that you could drive a fucking Bentley and put a Rolex on your goddamn watch,
That guy's a
Rolex watch on your fucking wrist. Make it make sense, AJ.
Oh yeah. No. So I cannot make it make sense. I cannot make it make
Because it
sense. It
doesn't.
it just doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, to me it's just so weird. Like it's what you were saying at the beginning. Like all of these people are following all of these teachings of Jesus, and feeding the poor and washing their feet, and love thy neighbor. But then this woman calls, like, I think the article said it was actually almost 40 places
Yeah.
total when it was updated.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And where's the help? Where's the feed, the poor? Where's the love thy neighbor? Like, fuck the babies, basically, is what they were saying.
We're not talking about
Basically.
Catholics. We're not talking about Catholics right now.
Oh,
We're
oh, oh,
Oh, oops, my bad.
oh.
shit.
Shot fired. Shot fired.
Yeah, we're not talking about the Catholic Church right now, but shit, I'm pretty sure they probably were like, well, we'll say a
They're,
Yeah.
rosary for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
think
Pray.
the
Catholic
party would have been
charities.
like, "Hey, how old is this child? Bring it over
Right.
here."
Yeah,
I,
bring it
I
over
remember.
here. We'll
I,
we'll we'll do something. You
I
know what
remember
I'm saying?
one time I prayed in one hand and then I shit in the other. Uh, you know,
Boop.
one of them
What?
filled up a lot quicker.
Oh my God. Well,
So
I mean, like, listen, if you pray versus shit, at least you got the evidence that the shit happened. Ha
uh, shit
ha!
does happen. You're right, girl. Shit.
That shit
That's fucking
happens. You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. I need to listen. Crew, i.e. Infidel, 65, 64. I was about to say 65. Good grief, 64. We need a sounding board so we can, like, get like all like the pun, like the dum dum ching.
Or bang.
Yes, all that, because
I
like
know.
I'm prone to dad jokes even though I'm a mom. So there you go. But
Yeah,
yeah, guys, I mean, I just look at this particular story and it really just like pains me because I don't understand. Yes, I do, but I
you do.
don't want to
But you do.
understand. But I do. I
You
don't.
fucking understand.
Yeah, I fucking understand. You're right, I do, but I don't want to. Why? You'll hear the sermon coming from the pulpit that this is the way that we're supposed to like help other people, but in turn don't do that. So it's definitely a whole thing about, you know yes, I know that this is something that we preach, but we don't go by what we preach. We only go by what, you know the community that we have insulated within ourselves. And I remember, because I came from a church like this, that you would have the people say, "Oh, yeah, well, this is a Bible believing church, but those people down the street, around the corner, they don't do that,
Hmm.
right? They're not part of the, they don't teach the whole Bible, they don't teach the whole gospel, they're not full gospel, they're not this, they're, all this other like excuses of why they can't necessarily fellowship with another church because they're not that." and
Crazy.
and and a lot of times it's just that, it's basically pissing contest between preachers. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna whip their junk out the quickest, in order to see like who can, like, piss the beatitudes quicker than the other one. You dig? Instead of like looking at, hey, a lot of people who are coming to this house that's supposed to be for healing are poor, dejected, need of assistance, possibly traumatized.
It's by
Oh,
design.
I
It's by
know.
design.
I understand. But
Don't
I
tell
mean, but
anybody.
even though everybody listens to me, but at the same time, like it's just really like, it fucks with me a lot, because as a social worker who is talking to people every day about their needs and trying to find resources so that they can a lot of times get food, shelter,
Mhm.
medication, find doctors, like, being able to address like the basic social determinants of health, and knowing that you have like a bunch of these different churches that's out here living scot free when it comes to their economic status and being tax exempt,
Mhm.
that the very least thing that they can do, the very least thing they can do, is help somebody who needs help, and they turn a blind eye, and it's egregious.
Yeah, why would
But it
they?
tracks. It tracks. Okay, these are all the same places that are pro-life, preaching
Mm,
about, women shouldn't be getting abortions, don't kill the babies, the unborn babies, and don't like, Catholics cannot use birth control, all of that
Right.
shit, right?
They use the rhythms,
But
the rhythm
but
system. Yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
but
Yeah.
then you're like, okay, you ask them when does life start, right? And some of them are like, well, at conception, and that's why the abortion rules. And then others are, well, at first breath. Okay, that baby that woman was, it was a fake baby, okay, but like a 2-month-old baby was 2 months past the expiration date of pro-life, apparently. you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's no more pro-life after first breath. It's like you only want little one.
I
But
don't
yeah.
understand that. That really does stand out to
Yeah.
me, AJ. I appreciate you bringing that up. It's they're so
Yeah.
obsessed with that shit before it comes out. But that's why, I mean, it's control. You're literally just
Yeah.
controlling people. You're trying to enslave people in every
Yeah.
way, shape, or form. Literal micro enslavements every way until like you're not in chains, but everywhere you turn, there's a wall or there's a rule or
There's a
there's like
chain.
a literal chain on you. You
There's
know
a
what I'm
chain
saying?
on your mind
Oh, dude,
because of the
yeah,
indoctrination that you like,
100%.
that you observe and have absorbed rather.
Well, you're
And
absorbing so much that even if you're doing your best, you're still perpetuating some of it.
yeah,
I mean, no
it's
matter
yeah.
what, and that there's such a campaign against people who can get pregnant, and like
Mhm.
just the way that they're treated, and the way you're supposed to treat yourself, and the way you're supposed to compete with each other, and like that's the problem. I mean, these SNAP benefit issues, like it's getting people to look at like other workers and other people who are starving. You're the reason I can't get this, and you're the reason. And it's like, no, dude, no, you need to admit what it is, but admitting what it is big.
Yeah,
And that's scary because if you admit what it really is, then why aren't you doing something about it? This
that
shit's crazy.
part. That part right there. That part right there. Well, guys, if we are needing to wrap up this shindig, we
Yeah,
have come to the time. I just want to say thank you so much to AJ and Jason for
Hey.
joining me in this beautiful conversation. But before we go, we need to do our Houston highlights corner. So for AJ, because we're gonna go this in alphabetical order. I need you to tell the people again who you are, what you do, how they can find you, and connect. Please and thank you.
Okay, I'm AJ, and I do mostly content on my own channel called Waste to Human right now. Waste to Human. And so I started with mostly atheist content, but now I'm trying to focus more on like something that can give people something to learn from,
Mm,
whether it be like neuroscience or like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago we talked about interfaith relationships, right? Or Jason and I did a show on toxic masculinity, which freaked all the men out, obviously. The comments were lit. All right.
thank you.
But like that means they learn something, okay? Like people are learning something, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. I do shows on other people's channels as well. I think next Wednesday I'm gonna be on the deepest hell, and we're gonna talk about childhood indoctrination and kind of like how that affects the brain and all that stuff. Like he's a pediatrician, so we're gonna talk
That's cool.
about that. Yeah,
nice.
very
Very
interesting.
nice.
That's super
Very
cool.
nice.
I guess it's my turn. I'm Jason
Yes.
Friedman. I know all you guys through activism work. I recently, I'm like as I mentioned, I'm an organizer, and I recently started a nonprofit that y'all will also be helping me with and working with and being a part of. It's called
Yeah.
Hope. It's called Hope and Anchor Community Outreach, and it's based out of Houston, Texas. Currently, we have a bunch of stuff in the air because it's new. I just got the website domain like a couple days ago. I just got approved from my AIN. I've got Hope and Anchor Community Outreach.org, com, and net. So got all those things. Uh, Currently, what we're doing, we have a couple things in the air. My friend David Armis, who I'd like to bring on to one of these one day. He is a pro fighter with 40 pro fights, coached some of the top UFC fighters in the world. If you look in different people's corners and stuff, you'll see him there. He recently started speaking out against Trump and Christian nationalism, and if you know about the UFC, that he has a big part to do with that. So he's starting from the ground up. So we're currently raising funds right now to help his gym get off the floor. It's in North Houston off of West Gulf Bank and 45, which is a very at risk area for a lot of at risk youth.
Mm.
It's called David Armas, Armas, Boxing and MMA. Right now, we're getting our first donation coming in actually from a Christian group. It's a clothing company called Jesus Didn't Tap, which I've known these guys from the really cool guys involved in the MMA community in Houston and stuff. And they're sending a donation in. I'm really proud of that. And David, from speaking out, like I said, a lot of people turn their back on him. People we've all known for 20 years.
Mm.
So the goal of the gym right now is to provide cheap and or free training for all the kids in that area. I say kids, adults, anybody who really wants to really change their life around. We're raising funds for that. We are currently, I'll be welding up the boxing gym for a boxing ring for him. We're taking donations for gloves. We're taking all that stuff and anything. If you want to sponsor a kid, you know, we're going to be doing things where if they get good grades, we're going to bring sponsorship. So it's really cool. It's just now started up in this past month, and I'm excited about it. If anybody wants to find me, you can find me, Jason Friedman, on the internet. I do. My Instagram site is Friedman Tattoo Machines. I also tattoo, weld, make machines. You know, do a lot of. I play in bands. You know, I've got a band called Pack Mentality. That's a very outspoken queer leftist hardcore punk band. And you know, I might be working on a project right now with a nice young lady named Cynthia. That's a southern blues metal thing where she might be fronting it and singing it with her amazing voice while I play really heavy metal in the background. You know, so we do a lot of music. We do a lot of community outreach. I've been trying to rope these two beautiful people into the outreach stuff, forcing them to be board members. So it's going to be one of those things that we're starting now. We're starting to set up a welding scholarship right now with a welding school to get also in the same area, Houston, to get at risk people in there. We're working on setting up different groups. I'm setting up some men's and mask support groups. I'm trying to train some other people to set up, you know, some women's groups, some women of color groups, some queer, you know, like trans groups, different things. So we have a lot of pots boiling right now. And this time next year, I'm really excited what it's going to look like with everybody in this room right now that's going to be involved and all the other people that are going to be involved. People like our friend Helen listening, our friend John listening, other board members, and other people who are going to be involved in different areas of the United States. So I saw, and I'll shut up now. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. I saw what recently happened with a lot of interactions that we've had with other activist groups and communities that me being a privileged, perceived straight white guy really gets me whatever the fuck I want without any ramifications while other people get discarded and treated like shit. So, in
Mm.
understanding that and understanding my privilege, I kind of had to tell some people very lovingly to go fuck themselves. I love you, but go fuck yourself. Fuck off. And now it is up to me to elevate people and have them speak for their own communities and have them speak for their own groups. Have someone like AJ, who is an immigrant and a woman and a person of color and a person who deals with different disabilities, speak for herself. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to me as a white, gruffer, type A male speaking for her. Why am I speaking on black women's issues whenever I have somebody as amazing as Cynthia that could do those things and head that up? So I just think it's important. Anybody listening who has privilege, let's elevate the people who really need to speak for their fucking selves and let's protect them. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Jason, for that. Guys, they're going to have, I'm going to have their links in the description below. I just need to update those links. Just Jason, I didn't have like yours, but I have
Oh, I got to do
AJ's
the
in
band
there.
link too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that I mean, but I have like the other ones too.
Yeah.
And guys, again, I want to thank everybody who actually like chimed in. We had a very lively chat. I was like
Great.
peeking it every 2 seconds. I know that Infidel was doing, doing the damn thing about like also chiming in as well in there as the conversation goes on. And guys, listen, this is the Roots Matter. I'm really trying to grow this platform. I want to bring on, I really like grateful for AJ and Jason for coming on. Yes, I'm going to definitely be working with both of them on various projects going in the
Other
future.
things. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Other things.
all
Yeah.
that great stuff, like
Yeah.
music, being a board member for the nonprofit, even like appearing on Ways to Human and all that other great stuff. And but I'm really also trying to grow this thing. Like I even though I've been on YouTube for quite some time, this is the first time that I'm actually doing
It's your
something like
baby,
this.
girl. This
Yeah,
is
this
your
is my
baby.
right. I'm growing my
Yeah.
baby,
This is
right?
yours right here.
Yes,
Do it the way
yes.
you know
So
you need to fucking do it.
indeed, indeed. So, like, guys, like, I would love for you to like this video, share it with on your various
Come on, y'all.
platforms. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe and tell other people to subscribe too. And listen, if you want to support me, if you got a dollar, two, seven, whatever,
Yeah, send
go
it
to
to
my
her.
Patreon, please. Go to my Patreon. My Patreon is Patreon backslash patreon.com/Cam Glamming. If you go to the show notes below, my link tree is there. All the ways that you can actually see what I do, all that other great stuff, even how to support me and help me grow the channel is in my link tree. So please, 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 please do that. Also, um guys, we're probably going to be doing a live like every other Sunday, like around
Oh yeah.
6-ish, 6 is central. So we're going to have some more amazing guests. I'm also going to be putting out some more videos this week. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to all those as well. And yeah, so thank you again for,
Greetings.
yes, thank you again for being here. Thank you again to AJ. Thank you again to Jason. You guys are beautiful human beings. I love you very, very much. And thank you all who have come to hear us rant and go crazy over the things that we have seen in the past week or so. Appreciate that. And with all that being said, dear viewer and listener, at the end of the day, everybody say the roots matter. The roots matter.
Matter.
Okay, I'm gonna let's do this. 1, 2, 3. The
The
roots
roots
Man.
matter.
matter. Thank you.
Love you.
Bye. Love you guys.